Cheers. Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution. Where are we at? Episode 553. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the weekend. A little warm to be wearing a hoodie. Shout out to Dan, Korean Cardboard. Uh, let the dog out this morning, and holy cow, it's warm. My little weather tab here on my computer says humid. Maybe that's why it felt so nice. Open up the door. Wow, it's in the mid 50s, which is chilly, but it's there's some humidity in the air, which feels nice. The sun is shining. It's going to be 77 degrees today, so I am stoked. We had a lot of rain yesterday. It was chilly yesterday with rain, but sunny and 77 today. So I'm going to get my shipping, uh, do a bunch of shipping this morning, which I've been zooming through shipping with my new organization. It's been probably the biggest game changer out of everything that I've done to streamline and make my processes more efficient. Um, so I've been zooming along on that, and then I've got a kind of a mess to the last of the tubs from Goodwill. Just got to get that crap organized, and then I've got to move these boxes around. So that's kind of that's the point of emphasis today, so I can go out and play outside today. Um, DR's with us. What's up? Hit the like button. Thank you. Herman, what's up? Good morning to Herman. I have to catch the replay. About to sit down in the barber's chair. Very nice. Um, so my goal was to try to get to 12,000 active listings in my eBay store by the end of the weekend. But with today's nice weather, my priorities are gonna change. If it was raining, if it was cold, I could probably tackle, get a couple hundred listed, get a few hundred listed tomorrow. But with the nice weather, I'm gonna try to get outside. With that said, I did hit the 11,600 mark yesterday. Last night, I did two different bulk updates into my eBay store. Uh, I think with the last update, it was like exactly on the dot, 11,600. Made a bunch of sales, so I'm down to like 11,550. So I'd like to hit 12,000. I don't know if I'll hit it by Monday. We'll see. But I'd like to be at 12,000 active listings at some point early next week. Next week's going to be tough with preparation for the Madison Card Show. It's the biggest one yet. 2 floors, 120 sold out tables. Next Saturday, Sheraton Hotel, Madison, Wisconsin. A lot of friends are coming in. Going to be awesome. So can't wait for next weekend. So next week, going to be a little difficult to get do the normal stuff with the card show preparation. Even though I'm not setting up, it's just getting uh name tags for each of the tables, making sure all of the tables are in the right places, all of that fun tedious stuff. Travis is with us. What's up, Travis? Good morning to Andrew. So today I just had some random topics to touch on. I wanted to talk about retail and uh what I saw when I made my retail run yesterday. I also did a blaster break, but you won't see it because I accidentally deleted it. But I uploaded a new nostalgia break. I did Jaws 3D, comes with the 3D glasses. Herman um, saw it in the theaters. How cool is that? I don't think I ever watched Jaws 3D. I've seen the original, and I think there was a Jaws 2, maybe even a Jaws 3. I can't remember. But I don't think I ever saw the 3D version. These cards, the pack, actually includes a pair of 3D glasses. So that was pretty cool. It didn't really, you couldn't really see it on video, the 3D, but when I wore the glasses, you could see it. It's actually pretty cool. Andrew has an eBay question. Do you find it that certain cards don't sell if they've been listed in your store for a long time? I have some basketball rookies that I'm surprised haven't sold. I think there's something to that. I really do. My advice would be to go in and revise it somehow. Maybe not the price, but maybe go in and add something to the description, add like a recommended specific. Just go into the listing itself, and edit and update it, and that may bring it back to the, because it might just be stale and the algorithms not picking it up. But I do notice that I'm surprised, like how come this card hasn't sold? And I think if you go in and massage the listing, it'll help boost that back up, and somebody might see it. Um, Paul, what's up? Paul says, I don't worry about slow sellers. They'll go eventually. Keep listing. I do agree with that. But sometimes there is stale inventory, and I do think that it gets kind of pushed aside, and people don't see it. It doesn't show up on the search. Um, but if there's something that, especially if it's a higher dollar listing, if it's a low dollar listing, I don't really care much. If it's a higher end item, it's like, okay, I think this should move at this price. Then I go in, add something to the to the description, or maybe I'll add, update the price, maybe knock it down $5 or something. But yeah, I think if you go in, I wouldn't waste my time on a whole bunch of listings. Um, but I think if it's something, a higher end, or if it's something that's kind of an outlier where this should have moved, I would definitely go in and tweak the listing. John, what's up? Good morning to John. Paul adds, you can also bulk end listings and then bulk relist using sell similar, and make sure you have enough free listings left for that tactic. Yes, that's also good advice. Ending and relisting, because that kind of it freshens it. So that's definitely another way to go about it. Um, so the Jaws 3D, that break is posted on my YouTube channel, so check that out. And then I was gonna upload last night a video that I did yesterday afternoon. I received my order from Target of 3 blaster boxes of Topps Chrome Overtime Elite, which I showed off in a previous Hobby Evolution video last week. I bought 3 from the store a couple weeks ago, ripped 1 blaster, bought 3 from Target, ripped 1 blaster, was gonna did the video, was gonna upload it. But I didn't want to upload it right away. And then I just kind of sat on it. And then I was going through and I was deleting photos last night, and accidentally deleted my video. So it's lost forever. It was kind of a crappy break. I don't have the cards near me. Um, I pulled a couple Ray waves. Well, there's 2 Ray waves per blaster, but I don't think it was any big names. I did pull a purple refractor of a European player. So we'll see, how that pans out. But basically, all of those singles from Overtime Elite, I'm a big fan of this product. Um, so I bought 6 total blaster boxes, opened 2. I just sleeved up the singles, and I'm putting them in a box and saving them for the future, because these kids are like high school age, early college age, and they may become NBA stars at some point down the road. So those singles are stashed away, and then the blaster boxes, putting them on my sealed wax shelf, which I used to never be able to hold sealed wax. Like, I would have to rip it like immediately. And I've found myself becoming more and more patient, which is, I think that's good. Actually, I know that's good. Um, but originally, it's like if a blaster box was delivered on my doorstep at 1 p.m., I was tearing into that thing at 1:01. I wasn't as bad as a car ripper. I never, unless it was like a planned, like if I when I was working at my old job, if I was at the office, go grab a sandwich and go to Target, open a blaster box in the car just because it's a nice day outside. I'm gonna rip something. But I never had the impatience to go to Target and have to immediately rip the blaster in the car before driving home. So I started buying, a few years ago from blowout cards, buying boxes, and then basically to hold and flip, the following year, and that worked out. And then I started here recently. Um, just buying. I have so much bulk that I've acquired from card shows and collections that I have so much that it's like I don't have time to rip blasters, but I still enjoy the chase of running to Walmart, seeing what they have, and then, maybe buying a few blasters. So I have a nice collection built up. This actually started with the Bowman mega boxes last year. I bought a whole bunch. I probably bought 40 Bowman mega boxes last year, the first ones. I think I have about 15 left. And then Bowman Chrome Mega Boxes, same. I've got about 15 or 20 left. And then I just started buying random boxes. So I've got a couple playbook hanger boxes that I'll save for football season. I've got a Donruss basketball mega box, a couple NBA Hoops holiday blasters. Let's see. I've got the Overtime Elite. I think I've got some Illusions packs, fat packs. And then I've got some stuff that I bought from Blowout Heritage Miners from last year that I've actually been ripping a hobby box here and there. And then I bought 5 or 6 2020 Topps Update hobby boxes that, again, I'm just saving those for down the road. Let's see. DR says, big wins for me this week. I picked up 4 autographed Diana Taurasi cards and an SGC Slab Sports Illustrated Taurasi rookie. Very cool. Andrew says, I got to get more disciplined with sealed wax. I think I'm too late on the disciplined sealed wax, because now, and I'm going to get into this about my trip to Walmart yesterday, I think we're back to where we were 5-6 years ago, where it's retail. Nobody's going to want it in the future. And I'll talk about that here in a second. I'll catch up on the chat. Andrew says, I've gone into Walmart, bought some blasters, and said I would not open, and I'm ripping it 10 minutes after I get home. It'll come. The patience will come. The patience will come. I used to be the same way. Paul says, treasure hunting in bulk feels more fun than ripping new stuff for me. I agree. I'm the same way. I do enjoy ripping new stuff, but I enjoy these Goodwill pallets way more than opening retail boxes and new product. Although Bowman, I'll enjoy, which was pushed back. It was supposed to be out this week, this coming week, and it's been pushed out until next week, May 4th, I think. Paul says, what do you think of SGC? Talking to DR. Apex Cards is a big fan and has be considering sending an order in. I'll jump in and answer that question. I love SGC. They are my favorite slab, but I like them from a pre-war and vintage perspective. So I have a pile of vintage Cubs that I will be submitting to SGC at some point. It's just not a priority right now. But I'm a huge SGC fan. I had a hat around here, but yes, I'm a huge SGC fan. John says, I'm afraid to go to Wawa, who now carries wax. Wawa is a big deal on the East Coast. I've heard more and more about Wawa. Is that like a convenience store? I'm not sure. In fact, one of the Cubs prospects, his name is Luke Little, plays for the Myrtle Beach Pelicans now. I met his parents at spring training a few weeks ago, and we got to talking. So his mom was a collector and still collects here and there. And she actually tweeted at me yesterday about they were in Maryland. Luke started, I think, last night for the Pelicans. And so they were in Maryland. I'm not sure what team is in that league now. Everything changed in minor league baseball. I lose track. I know the Cubs organizations, but I don't know the others. But anyway, she was surprised. They walked into a Wawa, and she was surprised to see cards. John says it's a mega convenience store. Okay, mega convenience store. Paul's, I'm sold on SGC now. I'll have to send some 70s basketball, maybe even 80s. Yeah, it's great. SGC is really great for vintage and pre-war. Not so much modern as far as retail, but they look really nice. Tuxedos. I don't think I have anything. Oh, I do. So, and I've talked about this before. I made a poor purchase at the National last year. So this is I bought a whole bunch from a dealer of SGC modern prism basketball slabs. Basketball was down last summer, and I thought it would rebound. Play on words there. It didn't, and now these slabs. Fortunately, I got them in bulk, so it's probably a wash. I'll probably once I get rid of all of them, it'll come out to break even. Fortunately, there was a Jordan Poole that sold for like $50 back early in the season. Like a Lonzo Ball rated rookie sold for like 25. So, and that was a card show sale. So there was no fees. So I think all in all, it's probably a wash, maybe a few bucks in the red or a few bucks in the green. But this is what they look like. This is Ryu Hashimura. So I really love them. Again, they've got really poor resale on modern. Like these, you can get these on eBay. Like this Ryu Hashimura is probably gonna sell for like $5 on eBay. I mean, they sell for nothing. Which again, sometimes you win, you get a Goodwill pallet and you find a Mike Trout rookie, and sometimes you buy a bunch of bulk SGC basketball slabs and you take a loss. So them's the breaks. So, but I love SGC and vintage. In fact, when it comes to buying my pre-war and vintage Cubs slabbed, I pass on PSA because I want SGC. Now, if it's a good deal, I'll buy it. I have a bunch of PSA. I even have some CSG, couple Beckett's. I don't really have too many. You don't see many Beckett slabs anymore. So I've got a little bit of everything. I think the only thing I don't have slab wise is HGA, and I refuse. I will not buy any HGA slabs. Do the SGC slabs feel the same as a PSA slab in terms of the plastic quality? I don't think so. Let's see. I've got because I've got a couple here handy. Here's PSA. Here, this actually was in the Goodwill palette. Maury Wills, PSA authenticated auto. Actually, yeah, they're pretty similar. The feel is very similar. That's how they. John says SGC slabs the best. I have 50-50 SGC and PSA. Prefer SGC by a mile. Have only one Beckett, and it's an Aaron rookie. That card looks good in a sandwich bag. So, right? So yeah. So the plastic, from just my own personal feeling, holding the two, the plastic's the same, but the look, the eye appeal for SGC way better. And especially when you're talking vintage, SGC all the way for me. Why is this not? What's going on up here? Okay. John says, I have one BCCG and it's a Kerry Wood, all yours. I have some BCCGs. I have one that's like, it's got a very apparent dinged corner, and it's a BCCG 10. They just gave 10s out like candy. And I believe BCCG, wasn't that like part of Beckett? Like it was Beckett's like low end product line, whatever. I'm definitely doing an SGC sub. Do you guys think 90s basketball cards would sell well in SGC slabs? Sorry for hogging all the questions. No, ask away. I don't know that. I don't know the basketball market as well. And I'd say just look at eBay comps, just check the comps and see. I'm not sure what what the comps are. I know generally speaking, SGC runs below PSA on the secondary market for sales. There are a few exceptions, mostly with vintage, I would say. But you're likely to see. But here's the thing. Check the comps. You're also paying a lot less for SGC. I think an SGC sub $25-$30. If you go in with a bulk subber, I think if you go on your own, it's 30. I think you can get as low as 23 with a high volume subber. Um, and you're paying 50. And I don't know what the bulk subs are with PSA, but say 50 and 30, because I know if you sub with SGC it's 30. I know if you sub with PSA it's 50. And then you're probably the same savings with a bulk subber. So $50 versus $30. SGC's turnaround is super fast. I know PSA has improved their turnaround times, but you're saving $20. So, just kind of keep that in mind. The sub price, you're saving $20 on a sub for SGC. Depending on what bat. Now, if it's like a beam team, Michael Jordan, I would send it to PSA. But if it's just kind of a random Michael Jordan, not like a high end insert, I'd probably go SGC if the comps work out. If the comps don't work out, if it's say a $10 resale versus a $50 resale, then I'd do PSA. But yeah, just check the comps and keep in mind the subbing, and also keep in mind, and I think John also said, yeah, turnaround time is quick. SGC's turnaround time has always been fast. Like even during when PSA was taking 18 months, and I think there's still. I saw one of my dealers actually tweeted out the other day. He just received his order back from October 2020. So what's that? 18 months. So keep that in mind. Turnaround time, and you're gonna have like a $20 savings on sub fees. John says it is Beckett. Dr. Jim has spoken about it on his pod. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out because I don't think I've heard him talk about the grade, the kind of the history of grading. You are welcome. PSA graders spend too much time at the food trucks and flirting with nursing students in the parking lot. That's why the cards aren't being graded. Just going but what my own eyes saw. Yes, John was there. So speaking of wasting time, I wasted some time and went to Walmart yesterday. Came home empty-handed, which is probably a good thing because there wasn't really anything good. To get. So I went to the first Walmart store. There's two Walmarts that I generally go to because they have bigger card selections, and I kind of have an idea of when they get stocked. So I went in on Friday afternoon. Looked like it was stocked. The first store. They had Panini Contenders NBA, not the college, but the NBA. And I'm like, oh, hey, NBA, I'll buy a blaster. And it's like, well, Panini blasters are $27. I don't know if I want to spend $27 on a Panini Contenders basketball blaster. So I passed, and then I saw the tag, Panini Contenders basketball blaster box, $35. No, thank you. No, thank you. I mean, just for me as a casual ripper, I don't collect basketball. It's just something that I'll maybe buy two and rip one, keep one for a rainy day. When I saw that price tag, nope. I mean, I would have passed at 27. At $20, I would have bought two. I would have ripped one and I would have saved one. At 27, probably passing. At 35, it's oh hell no. What else did they have? They didn't have any overtime elite because I would have bought some of that. There was a restock of some of last year's product. And I can't, the first store I can't remember, so I'll just go into the second store. So didn't buy anything there. I almost picked up, when I was looking for penny sleeves, they'd never had. Now I don't need them, and they have them. And I almost picked up, it's like, well, I don't want to make this a wasted trip. I'll pick up some. And it's like, I'm paying 1.3 cents per penny sleeve where I can just buy a case in bulk from Columbia Hobby for a half a penny. So I passed on all of it. So I went to the next Walmart, and it looked like it had recently just been stocked because it was pretty full, and it was full with a lot of last year's stuff. 2021 baseball up the wazoo. We're talking Ginter, 2021 Gypsy Queen, 2021 Archives, 21 Donruss Optic, 2021 Baseball Prism. What am I missing here? Top factory sets from last year. Just a whole bunch of last year's baseball. And I tweeted out, it's going to be soon. We're going to see those clearance bins again. Target did away with the clearance bins, at least in my area stores, probably in like 2017. It's been a long time. Walmart had them up until 2018, 2019. And by 2019, actually in 2019, because I bought some 2018 Topps Update and 2018 Topps Series 2 out of the clearance bin at a couple of Walmart stores, which now they're selling for like $200 a blaster or something like that. And I was getting them for like 12. And of course I ripped them all. So Walmart had the clearance bins up until 2019, and then the pandemic hit and there was no more clearance. But it's coming back because there's a whole bunch of last year's product restocked from last year. So that tells me they got a whole bunch of stuff. So I would not be surprised to see clearance. And then lo and behold, just a few hours after I tweeted that, somebody tweeted out that a picture of their local Walmart, and guess what? It was marked off. The Panini Contenders draft picks, blasters for $10, which I've seen walls of those at my area stores. So in some places, retail is back because there's so much of last year's product. John says, did I see Topps Holiday in your pick? What picture? Probably. I've got some Topps Holiday. I don't know what picture you're referencing. But yeah, I have some Topps Holiday just kind of all over the place. The price per card on retail is nuts when you get almost a single for virtually nothing. Yeah. And there's not, it's, and especially considering, last year it was great because there was much higher demand for cards. There's much lower demand now. Walmart green box lower right. Yes, there was Topps Holiday. We're all going to Walmart after this. Yeah, the price per card on really anything. In hobby, it's even worse. I mean, you're look at WWE Prism, and I've talked. That's like, I think WWE Prism. We've been in a hobby somewhat of a bubble, and I mean, last year we knew these prices aren't going to hold, and it's going to come crashing down at some point. And I think the jump the shark moment was WWE Prism. I think that was the height of the craziness just a few weeks ago, where the hobby box prices rose to like $1,300, which makes the per card price over $9 per card. $9 per card. Now, a lot of people say, well, yeah, if you pull a rock autograph card or, some whatever the equivalent of a superfractor is in Panini, it's worth, but that's the gamble. The likelihood of you pulling one of those is very, very slim. I take it from the other side of the pool. What's your common card? What's going to consist? What's that box going to consist of mostly? Not rock autographs and crazy rare parallels. It's going to be the common cards, the wrestlers you've never heard of, base cards that are basically 25-cent cards, and you're paying over $9 per card. So to me, it's like there's no way, because I almost pulled the trigger when it was 1,000 just ahead of release. I'm like, you know what? This is going to be a huge release. Now, I'm not saying WWE Prism could make this triumphant return a few years down the road, and now it's like we laugh. Remember when people said $1,300 a hobby box was crazy and they're selling for $5,000? That very well could happen because this is the first Prism for WWE. But in the near term, it's a big waste of money, especially if you're ripping. If you're going to hold it and just take a gamble on the hold, that could pay off. Because I don't really see upping too much off of these prices. Maybe it's worth $500, and yeah, you lost $500 to $800. which is a lot of, I mean, it's more than 50%, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's a better chance it goes up in value over the long term, but in the near term, especially if you're ripping, not worth it. So I think that was the jump the shark. Okay, I think prices are going to stabilize. I think Panini's kind of, and DJ Kazmerzak on one of the podcasts during the pandemic kind of touched on how Panini was going to raise their prices, and it sounded like, and I don't know if he came out and said it, but it sounded like he was alluding to the fact they were going to test pricing on various products. So it doesn't sound like Panini's going to keep some of these prices where they're at. You know, a Panini Contender's at $35 seems like a test to me. And I think you're going to see those in retail bins marked at half off, like the Panini Contenders basketball, which probably was $27 at release because it came out, a few months ago. So I can see lower end products like that. What's sitting on the shelf a year from now? We're going to keep those at $20 or maybe 25. I think 25 is a good retail blaster box price. But Prism might be a $50 blaster. And then there may be some others that hit that $30 mark. So I think Panini, that's just my opinion and kind of based on some of the things that DJ mentioned in those podcasts. Sounds like it might just be they're testing it in the interim before they settle on blaster box prices, retail prices moving forward. Paul says, I got into cards in elementary school because the gym teacher, really nice woman, even more so in hindsight, started a card club and would sell us packs of late 90s Fleer and Tops for 50 cents per pack and gave away a ton of cards. That's really cool. One of my friends who we actually go to the National, we were arranging our plan for this year's National on the phone yesterday. He had a card club, I think in college. And it's like, oh man, that would have been like, it sounds really nerdy, but I would have thought that would have been cool. And I've like wanted to do like get some area collectors together and meet at like Buffalo Wild Wings, probably not a good spot to eat wings in open packs of cards. Probably not a good mix, but just, more of a socialize, hey, we all like cards. Let's talk about cards, drink beer and eat wings. We all used to trade and hoop in the gym after school at this club. Really awesome memories. That's cool. That's what it's all about. That's what the hobby's all about. Herman says, if they're sitting on the shelf, hasn't Panini already made their money though? Yes and no. So I honestly don't know the answer because I think they do. And I don't know the inner workings of how what the manufacturer to distributor to retailer, how that relationship works. But Panini controls the retail prices. I do know that from what those interviews talked about. Panini sets those prices. So if they set their prices at, say, let's just make it easy, 50% of retail price. So they're at $20 per blaster box. They're charging Target $10 per blaster box. So Target's now on the hook for, say, all that product. Yeah, Panini's made their money, but Target's like, hey, we didn't sell any of these, or we sold a lot. Keep bringing more. But then at $35, say Target's paying $17.50 for those blaster boxes. Well, they may have sold all 100 of stock at $10, but now they only sold 25 when they're paying $17.50. So they're losing a lot of money. I don't know what the math is on all that. So that's where it can hurt, both sides, Panini and Target. And again, I don't know how that relationship works. I don't know how those contracts work. So Panini, yes, they're making money, but if Target's not making, if they're not making sales on their end, or actually there's a distributor in between, XL, for example, I don't know the inner workings of how all of that works. So Cooter adds in, Walmart does not own any inventory until it crosses the scanner. So it becomes product of the distributor, MJ Holdings. In that example, Walmart's distributor is MJ Holdings. John says Walmart, Target on the hook. I'm sure Panini would buy back before allowing Walmart to slash prices if they had the choice. Good morning to you, Cooter. So yeah, so in this example, based on Walmart by Cooter, MJ Holdings buys the product from Panini. So MJ Holdings owns it. They basically, what's the term? Lease, give to Walmart, and then Walmart makes their money on the final sale, but all of the dead inventory is still in the ownership of MJ Holdings. So somebody, if product isn't selling, somebody's getting left holding the bag. And that might be, and I don't know if that's the case with MJ. Maybe Panini's on the hook for any unsold inventory. I don't know. I don't know how those contracts work, how that distribution model is set up. So, but if products aren't selling, it's going to affect everybody in the supply chain. From, if consumers like us aren't buying the product, it's on the Walmart shelf. And that product, if it's not in Walmart's ownership, it's MJ Holdings ownership. And if Walmart's not making sales to us, MJ Holdings isn't making sales from Walmart. MJ Holdings is going to say, hey, we're not selling anything at this price point. They're going to go to Panini and say, hey, we've got all this back stock. We're not buying anymore until you cut those prices. And then so Panini says, okay, Panini Contenders isn't selling for $35. We need to drop it to 25. That's all my opinion. I don't know how that relationship works. Yes, like consignment. Yeah, there you go. Similar to a consignment. If that's that could all be false. I have no idea. That's just kind of what who takes the hit on shoplifting. Eventually us, the consumer. I don't know how that works as far as. So when I worked in retail, I worked in a small town grocery store in high school. I was a dumb kid, so I didn't pay attention to the business side of things, because I just a worker bee. So a dumb kid worker bee. But I think just based on, what I picked up over time working there was, I think the store, in this case, in the retail store that I worked at, all of their inventory they owned. So the grocery store I worked at bought the inventory, the food, all the goods, the paper products, all that. They bought that from a distributor. The distributor, bought it from the various companies. So, because since it was a small town market, we had to work through distributors. And then the IGA, the whole reasoning for IGA is it's a bunch of small locally owned grocery stores that basically, I don't know if unionized is a proper term, but they basically got together so they can get those bulk prices, because my small 800 population small town grocery store couldn't get those good prices because they weren't buying enough in bulk. So then they had higher prices, and people would go to the Walmart down the street, or 12 miles down the road. But when we bought, we owned the inventory, so we were on the hook. If somebody stole a candy bar, the ownership of my grocery store was on the hook for, they just lost 25 cents because of that candy bar was stolen. That's how it worked. I don't know how big chain. I never worked at a large retailer. I don't know the inner workings. But that's just kind of my assumption. Herman hasn't hit the like button yet. Herman, hit that like button. And if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. I've gone 40 minutes. I'm going to run because I want to get some shipping done. I want to enjoy this nice weather. Hopefully, by the way, this nice weather, I don't know. I actually kind of don't want this nice weather to stick around for next Saturday, because I don't want people being on the lake or playing outside when they can be inside at the card show. So I kind of want it to rain next Saturday, because that's just, it can stop raining at 3 p.m. next Saturday, and then the sun can come out. You can enjoy a few hours of the sunshine after the card show. Come out to the card show, Sheraton Hotel next Saturday. You can meet YouTube celebrity 3B Collection. He will be there. John, I hope you're coming. You can maybe meet that 70s card show. We've got listeners coming in from Indianapolis, Chicago, Minnesota. Zach and Porter are going to be in the house. Abraham, I don't think he's in the chat. I banned him because he likes the wave. Bo's wishing bad weather on not you. I'm only wishing bad weather from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. next Saturday. And it can be warm, just not sunny. I just want it to rain. So people aren't going to want to spend their time outside and not inside a card show. John's going to be a game time decision. Herman's going to talk him into it. I like it. So that's next Saturday, April 30th, 9 to 3, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, Madison, Wisconsin. Sold out show, 120 vendor tables, waiting list of like 30. I just don't have the third ballroom is maybe I'll reach out. Hey, did that wedding get canceled? Okay. I shouldn't wish a canceled wedding. I think wishing rain is bad enough. We're not going to wish any ill will toward the wedding or whatever venue, whatever event is happening in the other ballroom. But if it does become available, I'm going to strike and expand it. Hey, I want that other room. Let's make it 150 tables. John's coming to Madison just to hit the Wal-Marts. There you go. Hey, we've got 3, maybe 4. I hit up 3. You can get plenty of 2021 baseball retail, and it's still a little overpriced. Oh, Bowman Platinum was another product. I actually almost bought some Bowman Platinum because you know me, I'm a big Bowman fan. Platinum is I've grown tired of Platinum. I think I got turned off in 2020 when they jacked up the Bowman Platinum prices. And it's like, this is insane. And then they went back down to like $20 last year. So Topps lived and learned with that. So that's what I had today. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button. If you're into nostalgia breaks, check out my latest video, Jaws 3D, complete with 3D glasses and 40-year-old gum. 30, actually, I'm not going to age myself because I think it's around the time I was born. So 38 or 9-year-old gum. I don't know when the next nostalgia break video I'll put out, probably Monday, because I'm going to be busy today and tomorrow with other stuff. Check out the eBay store. I added a whole bunch of inventory yesterday. I think I added how many new items? About 250, maybe 300 new items, all baseball, into the eBay store. So check that out. Hit the like button and subscribe. I will be back on tomorrow morning, probably similar time between 8 and 9 a.m. Central. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll chat with you tomorrow morning.